of talk about how the secondary is coming together in spring ball.
Yeah, a big part of being in the secondary is getting to know each other, and communication is the biggest thing. So getting closer to each other just on the field and off the field has helped us a lot. It's kind of cool because there's so many of us that are coming from different backgrounds and different schools and whatnot, kind of, a melting pot in a way, and it's been good. As you see, the closer we get off the field, the better our communication is on the field, and you can trust each other more, which is, a big part of football, and especially in the secondary. So that's been the biggest thing for us, is growing closer as a group.
What brought you to Purdue?
Honestly, the coaches. I tell people when I came on my visit, Coach Clark called me. I was like, yeah, I didn't have anything on the schedule yet. She's like, how about you guys come out here January 6th? I was like, all right, just kind of whatever. And then I get out here, Coach Shear, Coach Clark, Coach Odom. It was just and I prayed about it, and it was just the right place. Everything, and the cool thing for me is everything that they told me in recruiting has stayed true, which is the hard part, right? You go out, you're being told all these things from all these different people. It's what's true, what's just fluff and trying to ooh and ah you. But it's been cool because I put my trust in them, and ever since I've been here, they've held true to their word. So it's made me feel good about my decision. But yeah, the coaches here are amazing, and I've loved it.
Tony says you're one of the leaders on the back end. Is that just natural? Does it carry over from before?
Yeah, I think a little bit of it is natural. Being older in the group helps, and having experience helps, but a lot of it just comes from I played quarterback all growing up, and I was telling these guys, Tony was talking about his age. He's like, man, I turned 23 next week, and I was like, I didn't take a defensive snap until I was 23, which is crazy to think about, but with my upbringing and whatnot, a lot of that has led to kind of delayed success. You want to get started at a young age, but having that development has helped me now. So I would say the biggest thing is just being a quarterback growing up, you're kind of forced into that role, and it's just carried over.
Kind of trace your path. Utah State and then BYU, is that right?
Yeah.
Just talk about your path here, maybe things you learned along the way. How tough it was to leave BYU.
Yeah, that's a loaded question. So I went on a mission for my church for 2 years. So I didn't start college till I was 20, COVID year. And then, so I was at Utah State for 2 years, and then it was kind of a mess. I'd been through 3 coaching staffs and hadn't used a year of eligibility left. So I actually quit ball, moved to California with my wife, and I was selling solar. And then my brother was and then that season rolled around. It had been 6-7 months since I quit right before spring. He's like, you miss it? I'm like, no, not at all. My job was good and whatnot. And then football season started, and I was like, all right, I miss it. So, I started training again, and then just walked on at BYU and was able. I was there for that spring, and then by that fall I was starting, and I started for 2 years, and it was hard to leave because I had a lot of really good friends there, and that's where I grew up. So it was cool to play in front of my home crowd, my home state, and all my family came to all the games and whatnot. So I would say that was the hardest part about leaving, but having a smooth transition has made it, it's made it easy to be here. But yeah, it's been a process, and it's definitely helped me. I think it leads back to that other question about my leadership. Just when you've experienced a lot, you learn a lot. So I just try to pass it on to the the dudes and continue to better myself every day.
So you were selling solar panels? What were you selling?
Yeah, I was selling solar panels.
For houses?
For houses, just going door to door residential.
God.
So there's good money in it, but yeah, not as good as football.
How old are you? Are you 24?
I just turned 25.
25.
Yeah, so I'm old.
How long have you been married?
I've been married for 5 years in July.
Are you the only married guy on the team?
I am, yeah.
What's that like?
It's different. I have a lot of people ask me about it. They're one of the boys, Breon, I remember the first time he found out I was married, he's like, you got a picture of your ring and everything? I'm like, bro, this happened 4 years ago. It's not like I just got engaged. I don't still have a picture of the ring and all that. So it was funny, but it's different. It's funny because it's just the background I come from is so different than all the boys here, and so it's fun to learn from each other and kind of bounce stuff off, and it's been good though.
What's it like being 25 with 18-year-olds?
Yeah, I talk about that a lot. It's funny, just the aspect of life. I was talking to Coach Clark the other day. I'll be hanging out with some people, and they're I'm like, hey, you want to do this or whatever? Yeah, let me ask my parents. I'm like, what? Ask your parents? What do you it's just so different. So it's fun though. It kind of keeps you young, and you're gonna grow up eventually. So we'll try to stay young while we can.
You got to check with the wife, so
Exactly right. They're checking with parents. I'm checking with the wife. So
you come home after practice. She's got a honeydew list for you, right?
She tries not to. Right now, I said, hey, we made a little deal here. She takes care of the stuff at the house. I'll provide. So that's what we're on right now.
Coach Shear's defense, what do you like about it? What works from a safety perspective?
Oh man, I love Coach Shear's defense because he just plays to everybody's strengths. Hey, you're good at this, all right, let's put you there. You're not good at this, let's make sure we don't put you in that position. So it really brings out the best in everybody. I think it's hard to recognize for offenses, especially the better we get at it and better we get at disguising. It allows us to play fast and the offense kind of be on their heels a little bit. So that's what I really enjoyed about it so far.
How was the spring kind of cut everybody up to speed in a short period of time? You probably just start to learn things, and then you go on spring break. So
yeah, it's a lot, but that's part of the process, right? Let's kind of overload and see how much we can handle, and the quicker we can get everything installed, the quicker we can work on the fine details of it. So there's a little bit of that, and everybody being new, you've got so much to catch up on. So we've really been pushing hard to maximize our time and doing some extra stuff when we get the chance to really get all this installed, because you like to think fall's far away, but it comes quick. So we got to get as much in as we can this spring.
I think I asked you this before, but Crew.
Yeah.
What's the origin of Crew?
I don't even know. My dad just picked it, and that's what we went with. So I've really enjoyed it. It's been a lot of people say I have a cool name, so I like that. It kind of makes me different, and I don't know, it's part of who I am, I guess. I don't know where it comes from, though. I wish I had a better answer.
Got some